That's Sununu, I guess, right? The most overrated governor. He's no longer a popular governor. You know, this guy, just so you understand, I was never a fan of his, to be honest. But why does he allow Democrats to vote in the Republican primary? Why does he allow independents and liberals to vote in the... This is about Republicans, and then we'll bring them in as they start to realize what a great job we're doing, right? But why does he allow Democrats to come in and vote? It's ridiculous.
So here's the thing. Donald Trump said that New Hampshire law allows for Democrats to vote in the Republican primary. That is not true.
Oh, that's gonna hurt!
The last day for a Democrat to change party affiliation was back in October.
I mean, Dominion better watch out. If Steve Doocy keeps telling the truth like this, they won't get their all-expense trip to the Bahamas that they're already packing for.
Sounds like it was all part of the federal investigation, but Brooke, this all happened during the Trump administration.
Sure, it happened in the days after January 6th, of course, which was just 2 weeks, I guess, before the inauguration, January 20th. That is part of the Trump administration, maybe the Biden transition team, but I don't think that's really the issue here.
Brooke mentioned Cabela's and Bass Pro and Dick's Sporting Goods.
All places I shop at.
I was at the big one in Kansas City a couple of weeks ago. You know what Bass Pro, Cabela's, and Dick's Sporting Goods all sell? Bear spray. Remember there were a number of police officers, federal officers who were attacked, allegedly, and some people have been convicted since then because they used bear spray. Yeah. So maybe they were simply, it seems like you attack a federal officer, there's going to be a federal investigation, Steve, obviously. But I
mean, what's next? You're going to tell me that gas prices aren't actually $5 a gallon like Trump is touting?
We had gasoline at $1.87. Now it's $4 or $5. But by the way, they're working together with other countries, sadly, because it's artificial, because they're going to give it up right after the election. You've seen that before.
$2.29? This is just unacceptable. How long is the average Republican voter supposed to continue to pretend to be outraged about gas prices when they keep climbing down like this?
That he didn't win the Iowa caucus first time around?
Fantastic place. We've won it twice, as you know.
Well, you'll remember Donald Trump did not win the Iowa caucuses in 2016. He finished second.
That him and Melania aren't madly in love?
Donald Trump, welcome.
We're less than a month into the new year, but more Trump rallies means more lies to try and keep up with. Honestly, it's a full-time job. Last fall alone, the man registered more than 100 lies, and is on course for a new record this year. However, not every falsity is given free rein, as we've seen with Rachel Maddow and Joe Scarborough on MSNBC.
Just have to do a little bit of business just for a second. At this point in the evening, the projected winner of the Iowa caucuses has just started giving his victory speech. We will keep an eye on that as it happens. We will let you know if there's any news made in that speech, if there's anything noteworthy, something substantive and important. The reason I'm saying this is, of course, there is a reason that we and other news organizations have generally stopped giving an unfiltered live platform to remarks by former President Trump. It is not out of spite. It is not a decision that we relish. It is a decision that we regularly revisit. And honestly, earnestly, it is not an easy decision, but there is a cost to us as a news organization of knowingly broadcasting untrue things. And that is a fundamental truth of our business and who we are. And so his remarks tonight will not air here live. We will monitor them and let you know about any news.
I got to say it. It's just the truth. Donald Trump's Republican Party lost in 2017. They lost in 2018. They lost in 2019. They lost in 2020. They lost in 2021. But they got that red wave in 2022 that the media told, oh, no, they didn't. The media was wrong again. They lost in 2022. They've lost in elections in 2023. And my money's on them losing again in 2024.
The Dana Bash's lengthy fact check recently.
Insults, invective, and outright lies. That's what we heard from Donald Trump in Iowa this weekend. He held 4 events in the state ahead of the caucuses. He's got 4 more rallies planned there next weekend, and it's been a while since we heard this much from Trump on the trail. We want to give you a better sense of his rhetoric at these rallies, and we're going to start on Saturday in Newton, Iowa, where he brought up the Civil War.
I love studying the if you take a look, the wars, I don't know what it is. The Civil War was so fascinating, so horrible. Was so horrible. but so fascinating. It was, I don't know, it was just different. I just find it, I'm so attracted to seeing it. So many mistakes were made. See, there was something I think could have been negotiated, to be honest with you. I think you could have negotiated that. All the people died. So many people died. I think it's, Abraham Lincoln. Of course, if you negotiated it, you probably wouldn't even know who Abraham Lincoln was. He would have been president, but he would have been president. He wouldn't have been the Abraham Lincoln. Would have been different, but that would have been okay. It would have been a thing that, and I know it very well. I know the whole process that they went through. And
how he would negotiate the end of slavery, what he considers negotiable there, he did not say.
But one place I wasn't expecting, well, the truth, was on Fox and Friends. Sure, Steve Doocy is known to push back on James Comer once in a while, but pushing back on Saruman while in Mordor? I mean, color me shocked.
But why does he allow Democrats to come in and vote? It's ridiculous.
So here's the thing. Donald Trump said that New Hampshire law allows for Democrats to vote in the Republican primary. That is not true. You've got to be a registered Republican unless you're undeclared. The last day for a Democrat to change party affiliation was back in October 6th. So that is not accurate. But
now, this is merely a blip in the endless propaganda machine that is Fox News, especially when discussing Donald Trump.
Fox News alert here as we take a look at the markets. And the U.S. stock market continues to hit record high after record high. You're looking at a fresh 300-point gain on the Dow right now, hitting its highs of the session. The S&P 500, which is a snapshot of the broader U.S. stock market, is hitting an all-time high.
Now, former President Trump has said the market is rallying because he's going to be reelected president. Others believe the market is rallying because Joe Biden is going to be defeated.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
There's no bar too low for the majority of hosts paid to amplify his rhetoric, which is why when there is a glitch in the matrix, it sends shockwaves across the internet. Take earlier in the week, where red eyes were the norm across the board, with people rubbing them to make sure that this was actually former Trump secretary / propagandist herself, praising none other than Vice President Harris.
If she chooses, she will talk with her priest, her pastor, her rabbi, her imam, but it should not be the government telling her what to do. We are not asking anyone to abandon their personal beliefs.
Right.
It's just that the government should not, in this year of our Lord 2024, the government should not be telling women what to do with their bodies.
We'll say it was one of her better interviews when it came to style. She's been clearly doing some sort of media training, and she's been deployed to hit 3 buckets. Progressives, where she has more credibility than Joe Biden. She did that today. She talked about Israel and Gaza. Young people, she's been going to campuses. She hit that today in this interview. She talked about, she literally said, I love Gen Z. I love Gen Z, kept bringing up student loans. And then women. She's on a show whose audience is mainly women. You just saw it. She brought up abortion again and again and again. Even when she was given low-hanging fruit, she was asked about January 6th and 91 indictments against Trump. She pivoted right back to abortion because she knows what is true, which is the GOP has lost every single abortion ballot initiative post-Roe, every single one.
Just because they're capable of strapping on a spine once in a blue moon doesn't make up for the other 98% of fear-mongering. And it will always be worth a slow zoom on the co-hosts as they try to comprehend any disparaging words directed at Donald Trump.
Yeah. So maybe they were simply, it seems like you attack a federal officer.
Thanks so much for watching. We're only a few subscribers short of 2 million subs. Please subscribe right now to the MeidasTouch YouTube channel for free and help us grow this unapologetically pro-democracy network.